Ladies and gentlemen, I have tomfooled in Karnage Chronicles enough to give it my fair review, I think, and I want you guys to be the first to hear it, so let's go. As always, if you like my stuff, subscribe, and if you want me to do more reviews like this, let me know in the comments. Karnage Chronicles is a VR dungeon crawler action RPG from a Norwegian indie game company Nordic Trolls. It was first released on early access in April 2017 with a goal to fully immerse you in the magic of VR. Full release was on 31st of July 2020. I did my gameplay on Valve Index, and the game is available on Steam VR, Oculus and Windows Mixed Reality. You can play with the game solo or with up to 3 friends. I played the game solo for I have no friends, of course. Karnage Chronicles calls itself an hack-and-slash action RPG, but I would simply call it a dungeon crawler in virtual reality. In the game you play as Merkwith, a magical construct that has somehow mysteriously come alive. You mainly work for the Collector, or more accurately, the Mechanical Dude, collecting items and killing on his behalf. The collecting and killing takes place in a series of caves, such as in the Great Caves of Vernska. Basic game loop is easy enough to understand. Kill monsters, collect things, return to quest giver, you buy some better stuff, you learn some more lore, rinse and repeat. Pretty basic stuff, right? Well, it is, but if done right, it can be extremely immersive and enjoyable feedback loop. So, did Karnage Chronicles achieve this? Let's break it down. Of course, the heaviest emphasis on gameplay is of course on the combat, and getting combat, especially melee combat, right on virtual reality is not an easy task. In many games you can basically just tickle the enemy to death with tiny movements of your controller. In Karnage Chronicles does this a bit differently, as you have to have some heft to your swings. It takes wide arcs and powerful hits to take down your enemies. The immediate benefit of actually having to strike your target is the immersion it gives, both in visual forms but also in exercise. The game can be pretty taxing on your arms, and you find yourself often tired after long melee encounters. At least I did, but yeah. Ranged combat is also in a major role in Karnage Chronicles. You use ranged attacks, be it crossbows or regular bows, to solve many puzzles and kill enemies not in range of melee. I played warrior for my run, but archer would most likely have been equally intensive experience. The hit registry on ranged weapons is painfully accurate. The bolts and arrows connect where they land, and the accuracy for ranged is of course determined by the player. You shoot where you hold the crossbow or the bow. Except for my case, for I seem to get the inaccurate test crossbows. Must be a glitch or a bug or something. Hip, nope, hip, nope, hip, nope, hip, nope. 5 shots. Can't be a user problem. Range combat is pretty fun and important part of gameplay, but don't try to hit anything too far, as that can be a bit frustrating. Moving in the world happens with analog sticks on Valve Index and free movement, but the player can also use teleporting system if one chooses. Karnage Chronicles is rather comfy virtual reality experience with little to none motion sickness even on multiple hour gaming sessions, at least for these moderately experienced VR gamers. Gameplay is not too buggy, which, given the good size of the game, is pretty good achievement. I ran into some graphical glitches or characters running in place once or twice, but nothing remarkable or game-breaking. Of overall graphics, 2 things stand out: item design and character design and animation. Character design is extremely well done, and the characters are expressive and believable. In VR, you can get really close to the NPCs and enemies, like literally on their face, and so character design is very important in a VR game. Utmost importance when it comes to graphics, I think. Karnage Chronicles nails this one. The small imperfections in Seven's face or the light shining off the Collector's mask are one of those small things that you don't usually pay attention to in a VR game, because they usually aren't there. It's not the Half-Life Alyx level design and animation, but then again, nothing is at this moment. But Nordic Trolls have done an amazing job, and credit definitely goes where credit is due. Item design also has lots of variation. You can easily tell which crossbow or sword does more damage by simply looking at them. Besides the gloves, you can't see the armor that you have on, so you can't admire your newly acquired breastplate after killing that boss. But if you play with your friend, you can still be a narcissistic show-off. The environment has variability from dark spider-infested hellholes to massive mushroom caverns and underground lakes. These environments are also finely crafted, and most important for any dungeon crawler, you can easily tell where one environment ends and one begins. Overall, the graphics are at par and in some cases above the immediate price range competition in my opinion.
Swallowed by the lake.
Music in the game is mostly your average fantasy-ish, RPGs, dungeon crawl-ish themes, but what stands out is the clarity and volume, be it the boss combat music starting out or the weird voice in your head. You definitely can get much more out of the game if you don't talk to yourself all the time like I do. The ambience is also very well done. You can get, well at least I did, extremely paranoid of every little sound you hear. I heard something. Was that a footstep? Is that your friendly neighborhood ass spider walking on the walls, or did you just imagine it? You don't know until the said unseen ass spider jumps on your f***ing face from the shadows. Voice acting is also on par with other similar VR games. Nothing really stands out, but doesn't also ruin your immersion.
Not a nozzle. I never thought I'd see the day.
Although the booming voice in your head was rather convincing, and I personally like Seven's intellectually challenged babbling. Yes.
I'm 7, youngest in a litter of 5.
How do you do, Sever? Nothing special, but it does the job well enough. Simply put, in conclusion, Karnage Chronicles is an enjoyable 10 to 15 hours fantasy RPG adventure with sights, sounds and gameplay to put many large studio AA VR games to shame. It's not perfect, but it excels in the areas where a virtual reality dungeon crawler should excel. And in no aspect does the game really feel lacking. The game could use some more classes beside warrior and archer. For example, a buff-giving DPS mage would be an awesome add-on to play with friends, but there's plenty enough work and fun to be had with the existing 2 classes. For €23 or $25, Karnage Chronicles is definitely must-have for anyone looking for some violent fantasy action in virtual reality, or generally for those missing the good old days of ye old dungeon crawlers. All in all, I will give Karnage Chronicles 4.4 perkeles out of 5 perkeles. That's good score, that's good score. Thanks for watching my review, everybody. I would really like to know what you guys think about it, and if every now and then I should do another game review like this. Thank you so much, and the next video will probably be something really violent to balance out all this talking. The soul yearns for blood. Okay, till next time, stay safe guys. Okay, bye.